The Wirral Peninsula lies between two famous and majestic rivers, the Mersey with its ships and docks and vast expanses of sandbanks, and of course, in complete contrast, the Dee with its marshes and spectacular views. However, there is another river which runs inland from west to east across the peninsula, a river which we cross more times than we ever realise. It is the Birket, and although it may not have the charisma of its two great neighbours, it is a part of our heritage. Its total 5-mile route across Wirral is fascinating and probably unknown to even the most local of residents, so let's trace its path. From its humble beginnings as a trickle in the fields to the south of Hoylake Municipal Golf Course, where it is overlooked by the West Kirby War Memorial, it winds its way like a silver snake towards Mells, through the marshy farmlands between Hoylake and Sorgall Massey Road. At this point, there is very little to disturb the peace and tranquility as the surrounding fields gently drain into the constant flow. As there are no footpaths or roads in the immediate vicinity, this part of the peninsula remains virtually untouched and generally unseen. On reaching Mells, whose name, incidentally, is derived from an Old Norse word meaning sand dunes, it leaves nature behind for a short time as it passes through a stretch of man-made suburbia. Here it runs alongside Fornall's Green Lane, before passing underneath Birkenhead Road at the Hoylake end of the Mells stretch. At this point, it is constantly and unwittingly crossed by endless traffic heading to and from Hoylake and West Kirby. It then continues underneath the Thimble Inn, which is directly opposite Fornall's Green Lane, before reappearing in the open fields alongside Mells Station, where it takes a sharp left-hand turn and goes under the railway line. Here it has the company of locally owned horses as it straightens out and heads towards Carr Lane, which links the Mells stretch with the shore. This is a favourite spot for casual cyclists and walkers, these being the only ones capable of utilising the now closed level crossing a bit further down. As the river passes under the roadway, we have yet another crossing point. With the embankment to the left, it gently winds its way through the open rugged fields which surround Leasoe Lighthouse. After passing under Lingham Lane, the river runs alongside the lighthouse before gently turning inland towards Morton. Here it straightens out and passes directly under Pasture Road. From here, for a short distance, it has to its right one of the world's most famous factories for company. Leaving behind its industrial neighbour, it then flows beneath Reed's Lane at a point close to the junction of its namesake, Birket Avenue. From here, with the huge Squibb premises to its right and the Liso estate to its left, it runs virtually in a straight line towards Bidston Golf Course. On reaching the popular golf course, it is joined by the River Fender, which begins in the fields to the south of close by Fender Lane. The river then flows across the golf course before passing under the M53 and through the grassy fields around Bidston Station to its right. It then goes under a footbridge and simultaneously beneath the railway line and the Bidston Link flyover, where it is met by a stretch of industrial Birkenhead, which, according to some historians, has derived its name from our river, being Head of the Birket. Others, however, believe the name is derived from Birchen Head, or Headland of the Birches. The choice is yours. With 5 miles behind it, having seen everything from industry to rural splendour, the River Birket reaches its final destination, where it can be seen for the last time passing under Wallasey Bridge Road near Birkenhead North Station. Here it goes underground before eventually draining into the West Float off Beaufort Road. So, if you were ever to calculate the number of times you cross a river whilst travelling around the northern part of Wirral, I think you would be quite surprised at the answer.